You don't need to sell your landed home to unlock its value. Just keep it within the family, no?
Well, who is this episode for today? We are looking for owners of terrace homes, semi-Ds, bungalows, big houses on, old houses on big plots. We're looking at children who are inheriting estate, probate sales. We're looking at investors waiting to hold, sell, or subdivide. And we are also looking at buyers who are making your first step into the landed segment. Today, Rama, what are we going to do?
We're going to unpack your exit and non-exit strategies.
Wow, everybody. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Property Roundtable with myself and Rama, bringing value to your journey of buying and selling, exit strategy. So buying and definitely selling your landed property in Singapore and other forms of property and investments in Singapore.
Correct.
Okay.
Bro, we always say get into that position, get into that position,
Yeah.
We never say when to get out, bro. So today's topic is all about getting out. Okay.
No, don't get
exit
out, bro.
plan.
Hot, the landed house cannot sell. Keep until forever. Okay.
So what is exit plan? What is exit early, bro? What is all this about?
Okay lah, there's a difference between owning something and there's a difference between having like liquid cash lah. A lot of older generation sellers that we engage today, they are very house rich but cash poor. So there is a true reality between liquidity and legacy. Being house rich but cash poor.
Right.
This is real. So why you need to plan an exit early is because there is that need to ultimately turn illiquid real estate into liquid.
And then, importantly, we need to have an episode on these kind of things because those days, right, regardless of whatever they touch, also it's very gold. It's really gold already, it's diamond, whatever it is, bro.
Correct.
It was very easy for them. But today, you need to plan for these things.
Correct.
All right? So, bro, tell me, what are the things that we need to look out for when it comes to the exit? Do we need to look at the past, the history, the cycles, all these things? Are these important facts?
Actually, before that, I think there's one thing that's golden that at the table we mentioned before, but I think it's good for us to remind everyone again. Do you know that timing beats perfection? Timing beats perfection. That means you can plan for everything, but you need to catch the timing, the cycles,
Right.
You know, the age and health of the market or your property, and you look at the construction cost trends. All this will play into your timing that you choose to sell. So therefore, timing beats perception. So just now you were asking about ways to... So we talked about exit strategy means sell ma.
Correct.
What are the ways to sell?
Many different types of way to exit.
Wow,
so today we're going to talk about all the different types of exit plans.
Yeah, we're gonna
Right?
we're gonna just run through every single one. We'll run through.
Yep.
Firstly, simple one, plain vanilla.
Yes, sir.
Post on property guru and sell. Outright sell.
Exactly.
When the market is high, sell. When the property is beyond your maintenance, sell. You want to right size your lifestyle. You want to turn illiquid to liquid, sell.
Sell.
Simple one. This one outright sale. And of course look for experienced agents or in the scene like
bro,
us, right? To help you sell. Okay.
What's the second one, bro? Lease.
Sale and leaseback. Okay. Second one is you can sell, but you are not ready to move out of the house. So you sell the property, then you tell the buyer, hey, I sell to you, can you lease back to me or not? Can I continue to be a tenant to you or not? You own the house, but I be your tenant.
Not bad, ma.
Sale
I mean, you can always put in a condition with your marketing agents that this is how I want it.
Sale and leaseback, the thing is, you still stay in the house, but you become tenant, you pay rental. But you have sold your house means you get your proceeds already.
Correct.
So if I sell for 10 million, I take the 10 million, then every month I pay $10,000 rental to the buyer. So sale and leaseback.
But you know, right?
Yeah.
Landed, the rental, always very good deal.
Yeah.
so
Whatever
it's
the
actually
case.
not a bad deal, actually.
But you know lah, 羊毛出在羊身上. You how much you want to pay rental, how much you want to sell is come back. It's the same.
Absolutely, bro.
So there are pros and cons to this strategy as well.
What's the next one, bro?
Cash out, refinance, do term loan, take equity out. You know, day one you buy a property worth X. Today is X plus how many folds already lah? It's 4X lah. The amount you pay.
You are talking about all those people who
Yeah
bought
lah.
pre-COVID, bro.
Pre-COVID, pre I don't know.
Don't know pre, don't know when. Yeah.
Before our beloved Prime Minister passed away also have lah.
Bro,
So
I want
the
to
price go up by a lot.
Bro, I got one question.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about this term loan, you say, right?
Yeah.
But you know lah, term loan can use for what lah. So from our previous episode, right, we say these younger buyers, remember, they hold on for a while, then can do A&E later. So when the property price increase, they can take a term loan and still do A&E, use the money.
Can.
Wow.
Can be done. I think the concept of it is to keep that position, but to tap on the illiquid to liquid. That means if you have ability to finance a loan, you can actually take a LTV, loan to value ratio of your current property worth. Assume when you bought it is $1 million. Today it's worth $5 million. Technically, if you can service 75% of $5 million, you can actually take a $3 million loan and you still stay there. Because the true value of the property is increased, there is money that's worth to the bank to lend you that money. So it's called equity term loan. That means you cash out.
Then what about those people, right, who own very big plot of land? They can do other things, right? They can subdivide. That is also a form of exit strategy at the table. That's what we think.
Can.
Yeah, you can do that, right?
You can. Unfortunately, a lot of people, when they think very straightforward. They say, hey, Harvey, me and my we all have this plot of land. We want to subdivide, build one each. Then I don't need to come out with anything. I just ask the builder. No, when you intensify your land, from, let's say your bungalow plot, you intensify into semi-D. Assume there is a semi-D zoning. Assuming there is a mixed landed zoning, you must first be able to do it. Second is you must then pay development charge.
Correct.
That means betterment charge. You must pay, and all these run up to to big amounts if it's a substantial piece of land.
That's right.
So subdivision is also potentially one way you can tap on your land without actually selling it.
So just like how in our previous episodes we have said that, okay, you can sell one, buy two, or you sell both of your properties that you own, and then you all consolidate and buy a landed, you can always do the reverse.
Correct. So in a sexy term, some people like to make it sound very sexy. Wow, it's called portfolio rebalancing. Restructuring your portfolio. So in the layman term means, you have a bigger property, you sell, then you buy a few multiple smaller ones, then you can take multiple cash flow. If you stay in one house, you cannot rent out. You don't want to lease, stay with anyone, right? Then you buy two, buy three, then you lease the other two out. Other people stay, then help you pay. Then in that sense, you have some passive income. So it's basically the goal is now to have a diversified income stream and reduce concentration risk, and also easier, you can keep your position and sell the other two if you need to cash out, right?
So like how Harvey started the whole episode, right? Who is this episode for? If you are one of those living in a huge plot of land, detached house, and then you are already entering your retirement age already, and then you don't want to upkeep, all those things, right? Maintenance, everything. You can always downsize to a terrace house. And balance proceeds, you can reinvest. That's also an exit strategy.
Correct.
Right? So why would you just want to keep and then every day think about cleaning the place?
Actually, half the time is, there are a few reasons. Actually, the seller want to sell. But it's a lot of family members involved. The kids will say, some will say keep some will say sell So after a while, as time go by, the decision is kick the can down the road But this episode is really about giving perspectives to what you can do
But the thing is this, bro. That guy who owns that big plot of land with at least 5 children, right? He rather downsize and then do something with the excess money and settle the 5 children rather than keep that and then let them fight in the later stage.
Actually, I think it's really down to the cohesion of the family and how they see property. Whether it is something they need to hold for legacy or whether it's really a means to the next journey for the kids as well. I think selling and dividing the proceeds, right, and helping the kids in their own way, it's also one way of estate planning. So a lot of financial advisors will tell you sometimes it's better to plan early. So today we are talking about planning early as exit strategy for your landed property.
And true enough, by doing that, because when you are staying in such a big property, right, it's not giving you any returns. All right, and by diversifying or restructuring your portfolio, you start to get passive income as well, right? Okay, bro, now let's come to the main thing about exit. Many people exit using this form.
Really?
Which is many people wish. But that's in the
people wish.
Wish. But of course, when it comes to condos and apartments, it's very straightforward. Okay. But landed is en bloc, a collective sale really possible?
Those who have watched this channel long enough will understand that my previous training was in en bloc and collective sales. I think landed collective sales have possibly happened before, but there needs to be a few criteria that checks the boxes. Firstly, the landed homes must be located in a non-landed zoning area. That means there is the highest form of intensification could be a plot ratio up to like 1.4, all right, or even I think 1.4 for the matter lah. So when you have a sizable plot that it's let's say 20k, 15, 20k, 25,000 square feet, you can actually maximize the plot ratio with 1.4 and they can build up. So one of the ways is if you have a group of landed owners coming together and selling their homes, they have a potential to intensify the plot beyond just the envelope control.
Right.
If you do not know what envelope control is, please go and watch our previous episode where we did the URA tutorial.
Actually,
because every time you're gonna ask the same question, like you just watch the episode. We've done it before already.
This topic by itself is a super technical topic.
Yeah, super technical.
Because you need to go and have a look at the master plan.
Yeah.
You need to go and have a look at the zoning,
Right.
like how Harvey said, right? I mean, for him, it's a matter of fact, because you have a conversation with Harvey and me, especially Harvey, he will just tell you everything.
Yeah.
But whether you understand it or not is
Correct.
another thing. So this topic, like I said, right?
Yeah.
He said, better not to have a zoning of, for example,
no
two-story.
landed zoning lah.
So then that restricts the person who's buying
For sure.
to only those things.
Correct.
Right? So when there's no restriction, you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want. I
Correct.
think that's what Harvey meant.
Yeah, and also a lot of people always also after watching, some are very different. They watch our episode and they really follow down to the T. Say, hey, Harvey say don't have landed zone. Rama say don't landed zone better. Then they die want to buy one house in a mixed, let's say, in a non-plot ratio zone. But if it doesn't check your boxes for future, right? If it doesn't check your boxes for needs, right? Why? Actually, this one's also not very important. Because the chances of this happening is really minute.
Yep.
It's super small. But okay, since we're talking about it, we might as well tell you, what would developers like? So if all you combine together, the plot super rectangular, wide frontage, good, near MRT, one click to school, all these check the boxes. Okay, what way to you? Very good. But all your neighbors must agree on the price. Because now you're not doing it under a strata act. Means it's not like normal en bloc.
Yep.
It's not 80% agree means go. Everybody 100% must agree. If not, if one guy in the middle, he don't agree, then no need to en bloc.
Then that particular new development layout will be different.
So in China, they call it 定制户, can build around it. But I don't think in Singapore we have seen that so far.
But coming to that, right, bro, I have a question, okay? So now, what are the possible types of properties that a developer can build? Like for example, an example that I know is subdivision.
Yes.
That means they buy a very big plot of detached house, super rundown. They can subdivide and even do 2 detached because the land size is big.
Correct.
So in that manner, a developer can also make money. And in that case, there's only 2 owners, or rather 1 owner.
Correct.
Okay? But there are other cases like what Harvey mentioned, a group of sellers sell.
Yeah.
And then the plot ratio is 1.4.
Yeah.
This is where you can build up to 5 stories.
6 stories.
6
5,
stories.
6 stories. Yeah.
So what would give them the highest return? Not the sellers, but the developers. And with that, that's how they are going to buy you out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, but typically when developers look for plots like that, it's challenging in today's market to build. The construction cost is high and price points are relatively capped when it's a boutique development. Let's be honest, when you have built something like that, it's a boutique development. So price points are relatively capped. So if the seller's expectation is very high, then it's non-profitable for them, then it's a non-starter.
Yep.
So that being said, yes, en bloc of a group of landed homes together in an area that has a plot ratio is a potential exit strategy. Potential. Whether it really will work out depends on luck and timing and how tight all the neighbors are.
Absolutely. So another form of exit strategy, bro, another form, which is, as we all know, the form of ownership. There's one thing called the joint tenancy, sole ownership, as well as tenancy in common. Maybe you want to share with us why a tenancy in common would work in an exit strategy.
I think, in short of going into the specifics, I mean, not that I'm trying to avoid that question, but I think that regardless of all this, right, I think one of the reasons why Rama and I wanted to talk about this topic was actually so much more for a lot of people say, I want to buy a landed home because I want this to be a generational wealth, right? I pass it down. But when they do so without doing prep early, right, like estate planning, right, then it becomes challenging.
Yep.
So for example, okay, Rama, so let's say we were to zoom in on joint tenancy or tenancy in common. What do you think is the main thing that they should take note of as the owner?
I mean, at the end of the day, joint tenancy, you still have to go and do up your will or your gifting or your trust and all these things. But in terms of tenancy in common, right?
Yeah.
Again, the will comes into play because if say for example, the parents are one of the tenants in the tenancy in common and the rest are the kids.
Yes.
So what happens to their share when they are not around?
Yeah, which is precisely why no matter how you are lined up in that title, right, you should still plan early.
Yep.
This is really a public service announcement. We are just telling people that, okay, you can don't sell. But if you own these kind of like chunky properties, right, it will happen that later on, if you happen to pass on, right, without having a will, if you're incapacitated without having the LPA, which is why the government, that time they asked us to all go and do the LPA, they didn't do for free, right? You click, 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 click. Nominations can be done. I mean, to share candidly, this year I faced the loss of 2 loved ones and neither of them did a will. But the good thing is because we are such a small family and the siblings are tight that we didn't have any arguments over it. But that being said, right, if this was all planned properly, we are able to move faster. We don't have to go, we don't have to go and get a letter of administration for the matter and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
So just as a public service announcement, what are the potential ways to line up? You need a will. You need to do your LPA, your trust and your gifts. You need to speak to your lawyers and give them more in-depth. If you want a lawyer to come and speak about this topic, put inside the comments. We will invite the lawyer to come. No, seriously, no problem.
Yep.
Then if you have foreign beneficiary, cross-border, how does it work? And of course, trust. Wow, the term, wow, to put it under trust, wow, sound very sexy, right? But actually very confusing, very technical, very costly also.
Yes, that's right.
So unless you are in a family that is very, very well-to-do, I think a simple will and lasting power of attorney should suffice. So that's one way of planning your exit as well.
Yep. So coming back to the next strategy when you are going to exit is research, bro.
Yes.
Research is very important. If you can do it, good.
Yeah.
But if not, leave it to the professionals. Okay? Because we will go and find out all those fantastic selling points that would attract the highest price for the vendor.
Because we know what people want to hear. We know what people are concerned about.
Yep.
We are on the ground and the channel attracts people who are buyers, who are on the ground, who they will tell us what they are looking for.
That's right.
So we are the pulse of the landed market.
So some of the things that is attractive, okay, when it comes to, because this topic is about exit strategy, right? It is important that when you are buying, you look out for these things. The research actually not starts at the exit. It starts at the entry.
Correct.
All right? And that's when they say, okay, when we were doing our entry, these were the research, right? So now we are going to exit. So let's see our research. Are these bearing fruit?
And again, if I were to use AI and then consolidate every other episode we talk about and some of the things that we often mention, I think we have mentioned this before. How you buy, right, is how you sell. In recent one of the Google meeting consultations with a client, right, and both Brahma and I are there, I say that, I know I candidly say this and it's a bit morbid. I say that I don't know if I'm around tomorrow. I may die, But when you buy, right, we are going to share with you what's the conviction of why you're buying. What are the pros and cons of you buying this? And when you sell, you need to know how you're going to sell it because how you buy is how you sell, the profile of the person and what are their concerns. You need to address them.
That's right.
So therefore, knowing what you buy into is a way of planning for the exit strategy as well. Correct.
So one of the things that we talk about during our presentations is what possible buyer profiles would end up buying when you decide to exit.
Yes, correct.
And what are the transformations that's happening around your estate in the next 5 to 10 years that would attract these profiles to be interested in these locations.
Correct. So, therefore, real estate being location, that's not wrong. But more importantly is we are in this city country where everything is so transparent our regulators or authorities share with us what their future plans are. You choose to ignore them, then it's not to your advantage.
Yes.
You choose to embrace them, it's not that you will definitely win, but it is good to have a much medium to longer term duration and perspective to what you're buying, because even if you think that I will sell in 5 years, right? But if you don't, then all these need to matter. So you may have a short-term, mid-term, long-term strategy if you're going to hold.
Absolutely, bro. Coming to the short-term, mid-term, and what long-term strategy that Harvey is talking about, right? The next one is to prep for the market. When I say prep for the market, right, it's not when you're about to sell, you're preparing the house for the market. No. Remember the short-term, mid-term, and the long-term.
Yes.
There are young buyers, remember in one of our episodes, they buy into a ordinary, simple house. And over time, they take
leap and bound.
Exactly. When they start earning more, they start and do their A&A, they beef up the house and everything. That is also called prepping the house.
Yes.
This is part of the exit strategy. That means I have a timeline.
Yes.
And this is what I'm going to do after I buy. Maybe 3 years, 4 years down the road, I'm going to do an A&A and make the house look better.
Yes.
Or one of the other categories, right, where they do one by one, little by little, whenever they have time to prep the house.
Yep. We also talked about like what are the things that you're going to do like at the start versus what you're going to do later. I think all these things are matter lah. Like a simple paint job towards selling, or like, touching up, stuff like that. And all these are like exit strategy tips lah, which will help with you selling your house. And if you are at that juncture where you're thinking of selling your house and you are undecided like which agent to use and which realtor to advise, we have quite a lot of experience in this area, so you can talk to us as well. So there is this thing called soft marketing. When you're selling, you can also think about soft marketing. Do you have to put it into market, or you test a price point? So for people like, for the people who are in this segment, like Rama and myself, we have a certain price point. We can go and test with some of our viewers, and we say that, hey, is this a price point they're willing to pay, or is it like overpriced? Soft marketing. And then you calibrate your pricing, calibrate the timeline, then we go into the market. So if you're keen to find out where you stand, right? If your plot is for redevelopment, we can test it with the developers. Is this something they're keen to buy? Are you thinking of selling to them, but actually they are not keen? Are you thinking that yours is not attractive enough, but actually they are very keen? So if you are looking at testing the market for people like this, I think at the table, round table, right, we're able to do that for you as well, if you're a seller.
So bro, talking about myths, okay, where people say, sure, no bro, like what we discussed, landed property en bloc can happen or not. All right? And things like, wow, trust, how to use trust. A lot of people, I think because of the lack of knowledge, right, and the information available to them, they are unable to think that, hey, this is possibly a vehicle that I can use, right? So have a conversation with us, and then explore all these different types of myths that people out there say, okay, no, this one cannot do.
Correct. And it is more important to know what you don't know, or even scarier is you think you know, but actually what you know is not accurate or not up to date as well. So
here we actually consolidated about 3 case studies of things that the kind of different types of exit strategies. There's this corner door, where the 2 corner semi-Ds combined with 3 neighbors. Developers offered like about 18 to 25% more, and then they actually decided to amalgamate.
Correct. So for example, if you're in a mixed zoning and let's say 2 plots add together can actually form 3 terraces for the matter. In fact, somewhere near my house used to be 1 plot. So what happened is they ended up being able to build 3 terraces, 2 corners, 1 inter, and 1 bungalow by itself. So that will elevate the value of the land by quite some. If you are unsure, chat with us.
And there's also this elderly couple, they decided to sell because they wanted to unlock the profits. But they didn't want to lose the comfort of staying in the landed, so they decided to lease it back from the person who bought it. And for the person who bought it, they just wanted to secure the position.
Correct.
Right? So that was also possible.
Sometimes it also works well. There are things like, for example, if you negotiate, for kids, let's say you are working, you're helping your parents make a decision, they are elderly, and they are emotionally attached to the house. Whereas the buyers who come in may not have an immediate need for the house. I mean, you can explore a few things. Obviously, you can do a sale, they can do a sale and a leaseback. or in fact, there are other structures that they can explore as well. If you want to know, please contact us as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, the final one, which we already discussed earlier on, is about the tenancy in common, whereby the parents got their children involved and got them into a tenancy in common situation.
Yes.
And then cleverly did a will and a lasting power of attorney as well.
Yes.
And eventually, when the time came, when they were no longer around, it was easy to just keep the property within the family.
Yes.
Right? That's also a form of equity.
Yeah, of course, later then they can tap on the equity as well, which we mentioned earlier. So, as a recap, right, if you're owner or any of the categories of people we're talking about, right, we want to know, like, you have to plan clearly whether it's the cash that you want to take now, you want to sell, take proceeds.
Yep.
2, you want income out of this place. You can create passive income flow. Or as a legacy, it's a wealth, a generational wealth as a gift, as a passed down.
That's right.
This is something that you need to clarify yourself first before, if you're owning this in this category. And also, I think one of the things that we often meet is, for example, Rama, you know, how many times if we had $1 for every time we met an owner that said that, I need to sell the house because I owe already.
Health issues.
Climbing. Maintaining. I cannot maintain already. I owe. I also don't have cash flow. I also don't hire a helper. Cannot trust. I owe already. Later the helper try to poison me. You know, that kind of thing. For $1, for every time we hear this, $1 will be very rich.
And also one more category of people, bro.
Yeah.
They have collected treasures over the years.
It's called
I know why Harvey.
Antiques, bro.
And they personally feel, oh no, where am I going to store all these things?
Yes.
But I need to sell because I have a problem.
Yes.
You know, it could be a health problem, it could be a maintenance problem. But bro, I have so many things here. How am I going to safekeep these things?
Correct.
But don't worry, there are solutions for those things too.
Yes.
All right? Yep. Anyway.
And again, we recap. A lot of people, right, tend to think that just because there's one plot, right, my plot can subdivide, I can build how many houses. This one is all imagination. I mean, in virtual land, in like the crypto world, you can do whatever you want. But Singapore got this authority called URA. Got parameters one. Not say you see one big plot means, I think I can build 4 houses here. It doesn't work that way. So if you're not sure whether even your house can subdivide, and then, or even after amalgamating with your neighbor, it makes sense or not, approach us.
So from this episode, right, you would have realized an exit isn't just a sale price. It's not just about selling. It's a sequence and a structure. You know, with the plan, right, your landed home can fund today, compound tomorrow, and still anchor your family story. Right? Bro, so now they've discussed all these different patterns. If you think there's something else that you did in the same line, maybe you can share with us on the comment.
Last but not least, an exit strategy is but a strategy unless you execute. And what do you need and who are the people you need to execute? First, you need to go to the market, you know what's your plan, who's your buyer, when to launch, and what is your deal price. And if you're unsure, you need a professional team of people who A, like us, who are in the market, we are experienced. B, if you don't really know what you can do, we can work with builders or architects to see what are the things that you can do to your house that will increase the value of your house. So at the end of the day, an exit strategy is but a strategy unless you have someone to execute. Again, today this topic is to address actually all the owners who are in your landed home right now in a dilemma, thinking what you need to do. You want to sell, don't know how to. You don't know whether you should sell or not, don't know what is the value. You don't know whether you should keep or not, don't know whether your kids want or not, don't know whether structurally you're aligned correctly or not, whether you can sell to who or not. If you don't know, approach. Under our description, there's the buyer, seller, and agent WhatsApp link. And then we have a 45-minute non-obligatory consultation. If you like what you watched so far, do share and get your friends and other potential landed owners to subscribe. And see you in our next episode.